Greetings from Lakeland, Florida at the 2026 Sun and Fun Air Fest, where Electronic Design's on site reporting on electric aviation technology. We're fortunate enough today to be at the Aura Aero booth with Drew McEwen and another gentleman, and they're going to talk about this remarkable plane over here. Tell me, what are we looking at here?
So this aircraft is called the Integral R. It's a tailwheel aerobatic aircraft with a Lycoming 390 engine, which is 210 horsepower. Great thing about this is it's a side-by-side aircraft. So for flight training, it's awesome, and that's really what our customers are looking for, is a side-by-side aircraft.
Right.
The also great benefit of this airplane is it's the only Part 23 certified airplane with actually a parachute for the airframe. So it's got an airframe parachute.
You've got the uh-oh button.
It does. So it's a nice safety feature to have.
Now, you mentioned, just quick, because we're going to try to get into the technical details, this is a wooden plywood monocoque cockpit with a lot of carbon put in it, right?
It sure does. This has a little bit of a very famous French aircraft, the Cap 10, and this has got a little bit of that DNA that makes it an awesome new technology airplane. It's got the main structure for the wing and for the fuselage is wood with inlay of carbon fiber, and then you've got a lot of carbon pieces on your control surface to maintain. It's an awesome flying airplane.
So now here's the thing. You said it's got an O390 in the front at the moment, but there's also another version.
There's actually three versions. So there's the Integral R, there's the Integral S. The S is actually an airplane that we really, the flight schools are really asking for. And it's got a tricycle gear or a nose wheel aircraft. It's got a Lycoming 360 engine, which is 280 horsepower. And then we've got the Integral E, which is 100% all electric aircraft. The Integral E is flying. It's been flying since December of 2024.
Yes.
I'll let Niels Hansen speak to you a little bit about the Integral E. Niels is from Toulouse, and he's managing the electrification side of the business for when these airplanes go into service.
So getting back to the Integral E, the electric version of this airframe.
Exactly. So on the Integral E, of course, we don't use the wing tanks, which is on carbon like we say anymore. So we replace the engine today, the Lycoming engine, and the fuel tank with batteries, okay? And then the electric motor from Safran, which is just 25 kilos, light motor.
Right.
And then we have the basis version, and with the current version we are developing now for flying this summer, it's going to be about 75 kilowatts hours of batteries, which will give us 1 hour endurance, flight time, plus 15-20 minutes margin. Yeah.
That's much.
And also a good part of that is we can charge it with a fast charger between 150 and 200 kilowatts charger, and charge it from 20% to 80% in 15-20 minutes.
That's perfect.
And that's the time, you need to debrief the flight before and to brief the flight to come, and then we are charged. But the engine is the Safran engine, which we are using since 3 years, to develop this Integral E, and it's the Safran E-Genius engine. And it will be the same we're going to use on the 19-seater, which we'll speak about later, if you like.
Yes, well, why don't we talk about the 19-seater since we're here?
Yes.
So it's going to use the same engines, but it's going to use 8.
Exactly. It's going to use the same engine and the same battery packs, which are based on 800 volts, which means that you can drive more current, and you can get a more efficient charging profile than on 400 volts or even lower voltage batteries. So it's going to be 800 volts batteries, the same engine from Safran, and the same set of power controller. So the point with the Integral E is to validate all those bricks, to be able to develop faster and better the 19-seater era, which is with 8 of those engines, which is going to be on the Integral E, and the same technology of batteries. And
you were going to supplement that with a hybrid power, it's a hybrid plane.
Yes, so correct, because with a 19-seater with 8 tons, the battery packs will not be enough in 2028. We're going to fly the plane, So we need to have more power, especially for takeoff. So the profile will be, we're going to have 2 generators in the back, 2 basically small turbo generators.
They're out of a helicopter, right?
Exactly, helicopter engines, which we are, instead of running the rotor, they're going to run a generator, which provides 800 volts and current onto a bus. And on the bus, we have an 800 volts bus, so that power from those two, you can use one, you can use two, and if one or two is running, the current from these generators can either power the engines directly, or if you have excess power, they can charge the batteries. And what is good with two, that if you need more power, you can boot up the second one. If you don't need that much power, you can use only one, but run it at optimal power, which is about 85% of 90% of the power setting. Then you have maximum power in energy, electric energy, compared to fuel burn. So then you use it as long as you need, and when you, after takeoff, when you come to cruise, then you shut down both turbines and you finalize the cruise and descend and landing, and even one go around only on the batteries.
Wow.
So, I mean, on flights between, let's say, 150, 250 kilometers, you're going to cut by more than 2 the fuel burn.
Right. And when do you expect to start work on actually building the prototype?
It will start this summer. We are starting in Toulouse this summer to assemble the first version. That will be the Iron Bird, which is going to assemble in a hangar to test all the systems together. And then we're going to make the fuselage and the wings and assemble the aircraft and prepare for the taxiing and the first flight, yes.
When do you expect to have your first flight of the prototype?
I expect end 27, early 28 for the first flight, yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
With pleasure.
Real pleasure.